Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here, and today I'm going to be doing a video talking about how do you set boundaries when you are also trying to be non-reactive. So I did a video a little while ago about being non-reactive. You can check out the video here. Just hit the I in the cards or check the description below and there'll be a link to it. And in that video, I talked about this concept that's really, really important, which is non-reactiveness or being non-reactive. What does that mean? You can check out the video, but here's a short summary. It means that when people are saying shit to you, doing stuff to you, that you do not react. Instead, you respond. The difference between reacting and responding is a choice that you make. Basically, it means be cool like a cucumber all the fucking time, right? Shit is happening. The world is on fucking fire. A volcano just exploded in your fucking face. You're just cool as a cucumber. You're just fucking chill. I got a comment on this video, really interesting comment, asking about how do you do this, or how does this basically correspond with boundaries? It seems a little bit contradictory, which I agree, it seems a little contradictory, like setting boundaries. If you don't know it, I'm big on setting boundaries. Setting boundaries changed my life, but essentially, setting boundaries means that you don't allow people to do shit to you or to treat you in a way that you don't allow. It means to have boundaries, okay? Most people do not have boundaries. What most people do is they let people walk on them, okay? They let people walk all over them. They let people use guilt as a mechanism to drive their behavior. So, maybe your parents do this. Maybe your parents guilt you. Maybe other people guilt you. Maybe your spouse, maybe your relationship, they guilt you. How can you set boundaries correctly if you're being non-reactive? Well, it's simple. Here's the answer, okay? You calmly state your boundaries. So let's give an example here. Let's say that I am walking somewhere around a bar or something. Some guy, comes up and he's talking to something and he says something kind of, whatever, and he kind of gives me a little push or a little shove, touches me on the shoulder. I don't like that, let's say. I've got a boundary. I feel like that was not cool. Don't do that. So I just say, hey, man, don't touch me. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm like, hey, man, it's cool. Don't touch me. All right? Like that, and that's cool, right? I'm just setting the boundary, okay? And I'm doing it in a nice way. I'm doing it in a way where I'm not trying to be confrontational. I'm not angry. I'm just, don't touch me. Or someone says something. They're like, you're such a fucking idiot. Look, don't call me an idiot. Don't call me names, all right? Like, that's cool. Like, again, for me, that kind of shit isn't going to bother me. It depends on the context, I suppose. But if it is crossing one of my boundaries, I'm just going to state it. So that's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to calmly state the boundary, okay? Now, at that point, they're going to either choose to respect or not respect the boundary. And I'll tell you something about this, okay? When I'm in an argument, when you're in an argument with your girlfriend, and she's like, says something, and you're like, don't say that, right? She's gonna say it again. She's found your button, right? That guy at the bar, he's found my button. He's like, I can really fucking piss this guy off. I can just keep on doing this. So they're gonna keep on doing it, okay? In fact, you're gonna look like a dumbass already because you let them get to you, right? That's not the powerful move. That's not the dominant play. That is not the person in control of their emotions and themselves and being non-reactive, okay? But to someone who calmly sets the boundary, that's pretty fucking scary, right? When you do something to someone and they politely say, don't do that, or don't do that again, don't ever do that again. But so that's the thing. It's like you have to understand this, that it's more powerful to set a boundary clearly from a position, and think of it this way. You're setting it from a position of knowing that you've got the power, of knowing, of self-assurance, of not needing external validation. With setting boundaries, one of the key principles is you do not allow people to put expectations on you, and you do not put expectations on other people. Don't do that, okay? So, what happens when you are cool like a cucumber, you're fucking chill, and someone crosses your boundary, and you tell them gently but firmly where your boundary is? But what happens when they disrespect you anyway? What happens when they cross your boundary? You've set that boundary in place, and it's gonna happen, especially if people are not used to you setting boundaries, and you're doing it in a weak way. People know when you are serious. People know when you mean business, and they know when they can fuck around with you, okay? So someone fucks around with you. Now you have got a choice, okay? You've got a choice. You got one of two choices. One is to remove yourself from the situation, and you should be doing this 95% of the time. You have control over your body and your person, okay? You can withdraw that. You need to be a valuable enough person that the best penalty that you can give someone is not a fucking punch in the nose, but the withdrawal of your presence, okay? And if you don't believe that about yourself, there's two things you need to do. One, you need to make that true about yourself, and two, you need to really start believing in yourself and accepting yourself as you are. It doesn't mean fleeing, it doesn't mean running away, it doesn't mean being a coward. It just means that, look, you know what? You just disappear. You just say, you know what? I'm out of here. You know what? All right. I warned you. I'm done. All right. But maybe 5% of the time, the other choice that you have is to escalate. So you're either going to walk away, remove yourself from the situation, best choice, or you're going to escalate. So, for example, same scenario. Scenario one, guy touches me, right? I'm like, dude, don't touch me, okay? You know, and I say a nice way, whatever. You know, it's contextual. So, hey man, don't touch me, all right? And then he does it again. He's like,
oh, you mean like this?
Then, you know, what might happen is my fist just might fly right into his fucking face. If that's a choice that I'm making, all right? Because that's the choice, right? Because I'm not going to threaten him, okay? Or I'm going to say, you know what, man? If you insist on touching me, which is fine, let's go and you can touch me outside in the alley. You want to touch me in the alley? Okay? Like Michael Jackson? Let's go, all right? And then I'll start walking out. I'll be like, come on, let's go. Okay, so because that's the choice that I'm making. And so just in general, being non-reactive will give you that attribute and that quality, but you can't just be non-reactive. You do have to set boundaries. You can't just be like people just fucking with you and messing with you, right? I mean, maybe you tried this strategy in elementary school when you got bullied, is you just kind of ignored the bully and let him fucking do whatever he wants you. You got to say, look, do not touch me. Okay? And sometimes you got to be more firm, but in general, you want to be calm, you want to be cool, you want to be collected, and you want to just say what the boundary is. Make sure that you do set clear boundaries, that you do not allow people to guilt you, to put expectations on you. And at the same time, don't do that to other people as well. It's gonna make your life a lot better. You're gonna be less bitter. You're gonna have much more better social interactions and just a happier life in general. All right, that's all I got for you today. If you have not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button, click the bell so you don't miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.